Good morning. We're parked up here by Dry Falls. We'll go drive down into Dry Falls here in a second, but first, huge thank you to you guys for supporting that GoFundMe that we put up last weekend, or last Monday. I'll put a link down in the description again. Thank you for those donations. My brother put up a GoFundMe for $10,000. Their medical fees are going to be over $20,000. He's not the type that asks for money. So for those of you that have been donating, huge thank you. Secondly, I've ordered a new camera. It's on the way, but I don't want to lose another camera. So I just made myself my first tether over here. Got all the parts down here. Kind of taking the tether through the camera here and onto the main screw. I'll make ones that are longer for stake pockets. For the trailer cam, once the new cams are here, we'll have a tether going through the stake pocket, holding a camera on the back, so I don't lose another camera down the highway. Anyway, let's hammer down. I guess I could figure a way of tethering it to the sun visor here as well. We'll have to look into it. All right, hammer down. Got Banks Lake over there. It's a man-made lake in an old valley that was created by glacial floods back in the day. They dammed off this end over here, and the other end is dammed off by the Grand Coulee Dam. And water gets pumped into here during spring melt-off, and then throughout the rest of the year it slowly gets released, turned into electricity and used for irrigation. All the farms you're going to drive through after Dry Falls here are all irrigated by these lakes up here, by Banks Lake and by what's the other one? You know, the Columbia River, Roosevelt, I think. Yes, that's gotta be it. So, all part of the irrigation system over here. Although there's a lot of dams on the Columbia here. Chief Joseph is just downstream as well. And then there's more along the way. Soap Lake and Ephrata, half a mile. Highway 17, southbound. Get to drop into this absolutely gorgeous valley here ahead. And this video is brought to you by the Sutherland Group. Now hiring Super B woodchip, Super B flat deck, Class 1 drivers in BC's Lower Mainland, the Okanagan, and the Kootenays. To apply, go to sutco.ca, use promo code QuadFam, let them know I sent you. And you guys get an extra $100 on your first payday. Plus, make sure you guys use my name as a reference. And any referral bonus I get, I'll split with you 50-50. Let me know you used it though, because I had quite a small referral bonus on my payday. I'll have to find out who used me as a reference, because the guys didn't tell me. It's a $250 referral bonus. I think this one was $250. So I owe somebody $125 because I'm gonna split it with you guys. Hey, $125 is $125. That'll help pay off the new camera. And yes, I ordered aluminum camera mounts. Of course, an aluminum case for the camera. And now with my tethers, it'll be a little safer. Almost to Dry Falls here. Highly recommend stopping at the visitor center here. See, there's quite a few people here looking down into the gorge. Ah, those flatbecks there had bees on the back. Just a couple of hives. So yeah, beautiful Monday. It is 1:17 p.m. No just the next 2 weeks. It is 29 degrees Celsius. She's warm. She's warm. But not a cloud to be seen. A little hazy, but no clouds. Deliver this load in Boise tomorrow morning, and it sounds like I'm going empty all the way back to Kettle Falls. So that's got to be a 7-8 hour drive empty. Loads just aren't there. Trucking industry, you know, all that trucker shortage everybody was always talking about, I think that's going away. Beautiful lake down here. All of this, I guess it's basalite, crystallized lava flow rock. It's really cool to see the different layers of lava flow. Got these layers of hard rock with a thin layer of soft rock in between. So I'm assuming that there was a space between the lava flows where maybe ash and smaller rocks settled. A couple of feet of ash and then another lava flow on top of the ash. And then some ash again and then another lava flow. Is that how that worked? Oh, looks like this rest area is open as well now. Not really big enough for a big rig, but there's pullouts on both sides of the rest area. Good to know. If I need a place to spend the night, that'd be a place to do it. Lake is just such a beautiful blue. I don't know if that comes across on camera, but it is gorgeous. It says 30 degrees Celsius now down here. A little warmer at the bottom of the gorge. It's always a lot of fun to drive this road because it's so much work. Carving all these corners. Driving right next to some of the cliff faces. Here and there. It's pretty cool. Coming up, we get really close to the other side of the cliff faces. A bouncy road though, but that's a small 2-lane highway, so I kind of expect that. And as far as my weight goes, I'm surprised how heavy I am. When I loaded, I looked at the gauges and all that. Remember last week I said we could have played around, could have maybe got one more lift on. I don't know why my gauges read differently then than they do now. Maybe the ground wasn't quite even. But I am right at max weight for Idaho. So I'm actually going to make sure I'm a little bit low on fuel as I go through Idaho. Because it's that close to trying to get the balance right with my steer axle on the back. First I'm just like, just hit the button, jump in and go. I look at the gauges, I'm like, ooh. The drives on the truck are a little on the heavy side. We got to take a little weight off the steers on the back, balance the weight a little better. Public fishing. There we go, we're on the other side of the gorge now. And then, if you guys have ridden with us in the past going through okay, I'm pretty good at painting inside the lines, but apparently I'm failing there. If you guys have been with us through Dry Falls before, you know the route I take out of Soap Lake. We're not doing it the same way this time. We're taking a completely different route. Awesome at coloring inside the lines. A little wagga 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 there. This is Lenore Lake. First lake we were over there, I think it's just called Dry Falls Lake. I could be wrong. This is Lenore, maybe Sunshine Lake. First lake, I can't remember, but something like that. Lenore Lake and then Soap Lake after that. Saw that RV had their slide out on the passenger side a little bit sticking out. That's why when I buy an RV, make sure it has no slide outs, period. Do not want to deal with that problem. Especially since we want to take you guys on the little back roads when we have our RV that are rough and bumpy, and that would cause slide outs to get damaged easier. So just don't want it. No slide outs, no matter how nice it would be to have a bigger RV with the slide outs. Don't want them. Maybe I'll change my mind in the future, but because you know it's okay to change your mind, right? I change my mind all the time. I was I was set to get a pickup and camper. And we went to enough RV shows and stuff that's like, yeah, maybe there's another option. See the irrigation going on over here. It's all coming from Banks Lake and Roosevelt Lake. Coming up on Soap Lake here. Right next to these cliff faces. I was worried about that one big rock there all of a sudden just falling over and closing the road. I guess it's highly unlikely, but more likely just some small rocks could fall off of that one. Still suck. You see there's some small rocks on the side of the road there that have come down. Town of Soap Lake over there at the end of the lake. Water is just crystal clear. It's so beautiful. I want to go kayaking on it. I've slept over here along the side of the road because there's a park there with rest areas or restrooms. Seasonal. They're all locked up in the winter, but in the summer tourist season, access to restroom. That Jeep burns a little oil. Little more than a little. Holy smokes. Guess that Jeep never needs an oil change. It burns so much oil that you just keep topping it off and it will slowly cycle through all the old oil. Normally we would turn right over here and continue up Washington 28. Today, I'm staying on 17. Go. Don't run this highway very often. Looks like they're doing a little windrowing here. I might just be tethering to roll the grass over and dry the other side. Perfect day for it. It's gorgeous. 32 degrees Celsius. Just getting hotter and hotter. I'm about half an hour short of making it to the customer tonight, which is perfect. I can just pull over in the last rest area before Boise, wherever that is. Then tomorrow morning just head into town, so that'll be just about perfect. Don't know what that little lake is called. On my GPS it just says lake. Like, yeah, thanks. I'm guessing there's just too many rocks on these fields to turn them into crop fields. Rocks everywhere. This is a dumping ground for a glacier, that's for sure. I guess, hang on, Dry Falls would have been a great flood, would have come over Dry Falls, and all those rocks would have been laid out over here where the river would get really wide. So maybe it was actually floodwaters that brought all the rocks here. And you can tell a lot of these rocks don't belong here. They're not lava flow rocks at all, so they've come a long distance They're rounded, so probably been sitting in a glacier, either brought here by a glacier or a glacier brought them up to a huge glacial lake. And when the glacier dam busted open and all the flood flowed through in a couple of days, all these huge rocks got tossed around like small pebbles. It is fenced off, so it may be used as pasture land, but too rocky to be used as anything else. Big rocks. Pretty cool to see the different type of landscape. Old homesteads. I guess some of these homesteads are still existing homesteads. Farmers still trying to make a go at it. Farming, I just find, is such a huge gamble for these guys. Like with all the drought, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars laying out all your seed in spring, but if you don't get the rain, it's all useless money spent seeding. And if you do get the rain and everything grows up, next thing you have a storm and hail knocks out all the plants just before they're ready for harvest. Forgot about this intersection. There we go. Oh, there's a yeah, I didn't know. I didn't realize there was a turning lane in the center here. I could have gone a little earlier. Not a lot earlier because there was traffic on the other way. locals are probably cursing at me behind me. Let's let the locals by. The sign said this is the history of the Rocky Ford area. Let all the locals by. I'm sure they'll stack up behind me again, but yeah, I thought for sure we would be running into irrigated farmland here, but it's just too rocky. If you go the other way through Ephrata, it all becomes this beautiful, beautiful farmland. Slight different angle and taking a different road, and all of a sudden it's just sagebrush and rock. Rocky Ford Creek. Yeah, imagine when settlers first came through here, hence it's called Rocky Ford. They had to ford that creek, and they had to bring their covered wagon through all the sagebrush and rocks. Must have been a challenge. Nice having a passing lane over here and a pull-out. I was eating lunch, peanut butter and honey sandwich, really, really good. But the most inconvenient thing happened. Surprise! Sneeze! Wachoo! That was most unfortunate. Full mouth of peanut butter and honey, and all of a sudden, BAM! That was a spit take up to another level. Little side by, whoa, okay. Oh, the little side by side is spraying herbicide, weed control. That car, yeah, that's special. Double solids don't mean anything to all of us. Some people are more special than others. Now they're on the white line. They're catching up with other vehicles. I'm confident they're going to do another stupid pass up there. There they go. And there they go again. They're past the semi way up there. Apparently we're in a rush. Saw him passing another person in front of that semi. I don't think I can see them anymore, but they're making some good time, I guess, to have passing lane here. I believe this is Moses Lake. It's a huge airport here to the left, and wow, are there a lot of jets parked over there. There's got to be hundreds of jets parked there, just all lined up. One of you guys told me they store jets over here. I never bothered looking before. And there's got to be hundreds of jets parked as close together as they can to each other. Facing nose into each other, so there's just packed in. Shoulder closed. No slow down at all. I'm a little concerned about that. Maybe they're far enough off the shoulder. Slow down a bit here anyway. About one lane ahead. Not sure where. I believe the lake on our side here is just Moses Lake. I'm not sure what it's called, but I think it's just Moses Lake. The town and the lake, I think, is called Moses Lake. then Moses Lake is right on I-92, so it's a good location to make a big town, a big city, I guess. It's not a huge city, but it's a nice sized city right on a lake. I'm sure lakefront property is worth millions. Grant Co International Airport. Grant Co. What does the CO stand for? Got a roundabout here. That's something I don't remember. You dumb little black pickup, do not go beside that big rig. In a roundabout, never, ever go beside a big rig. You're gonna get squished. Museum and Art Center, next right. I enjoy museums. Gone to the museum in Victoria, a railroad museum in Revelstoke, as a Sycamoose Museum in Penticton, Museum of, maybe they've renamed it, Museum of Man and Nature in Winnipeg. I think they renamed that one. museum in Drumheller. Every single time I've enjoyed the museum, especially during downtime where there's not a lot of people. I can just kind of wander around, take my time, spend all day. That's a good time to me. That railroad is not in use. At least not anytime recent, because it's pretty rusty. Get through Moses Lake here. I think we're kind of driving around Moses Lake for the most part. And then we'll call it a day. Yeah, I'll bring up that GoFundMe again. I know a lot of you guys from different countries, you can't help with the GoFundMe. Thank you so much for trying. That means already so much, just trying to help. Really, really appreciate that. And then a huge thank you to those people that actually were able to donate. Makes a big difference too. I'm hoping we get the GoFundMe to get up to $20,000 so he doesn't have to make any debt, doesn't have to make any loans. Because people are like, well, at least he only has to pay till the deductible. No, there is no deductible. He has no benefits. There is no insurance. There is no jobs. He had to quit his job to take care of my sister-in-law. They did the math of losing all the benefits, losing all pay, losing all of that was cheaper than paying for a caretaker. He's already spent tens of thousands of dollars already. He had quite the savings before this, and that's all gone. So every $20, $100, $500, there's some people that donate $1,000. So that's just so awesome. Thank you. Really, really appreciate it. This concrete wall beside us here before either. It's a way of reducing the sound, but I bet you it bounces off that concrete wall and makes a lot more sound for the people on the left-hand side here. Looks like we have a left-hand turn up ahead. Do I want to go to the left lane? Or am I okay in this lane? Seeing some main highway, there may be 2 lanes that turn left. I see a sign there. Yes, 2 left lanes. Okay. So the question is, am I in the right lane, or is there going to be an additional left lane? Just follow that big rig. Cool. There we go. kind of leaving the town. And the activity up over here is because we're coming up to I-90. So I got huge lows over here. The Schwab tire place. Looks like there's a truck stop. Yeah, a huge truck stop up on the left-hand side. The Wendy's. As far as fast food goes, Wendy's is my favorite. Yeah, why not cut in front of the big rig and slam on the brakes? Great idea. Looks like I need to be in the left lane according to that sign. That's I-90. Oh, it looks like the right lane would have been fine until after the light. No, well. Oh yeah, now we're into farmland. Yeah, farmland as far as the eye can see. Told you we're going to get into farmland. I knew what I was talking about. Cruise control, nice long straightaway. Time to relax. Beautiful dark red trees there. Silage pit. Not really a pit, but silage pile. Definitely in farm country. Feels like I've jumped into the video game farming simulator. Anywho, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for all your support and all the love you guys are showing my brother. If you guys want to support him even more, go check out the 3J's channel, and he does live streams on that channel as well. Along with me and Jess, hence the 3J's. Catch me on that channel almost every weekend, especially in the winter. In the summer less so, but in the winter, come there and ask me any questions live and have a chat. Really, it's not about video games, it's just about chatting and talking with each other and conversation between friends. But it's been well over an hour that I've recorded anyway. Guess I'll cut out some of the stop signs and red lights to make it a bit shorter of a video, but thanks for watching the long video. That's definitely an active railroad. It's nice and shiny. Irrigation canal over there for all these fields. Okay, yeah, right. I'm saying goodbye. Okay. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. There's a whole thing I'm supposed to say, right? Thanks for the thumbs ups. Huge, like the subscriptions means a lot. But what means the most is watch time. You guys actually watching to the end of this video. That's the best support you guys can show any of us. Any of your other favorite YouTubers. Watch time. I am out of here. You guys rock.